Hello, students. This is how you do the density lab. So if you click on this, you can read the textbook for this topic. And this is going to be the website where we're going to do this. So let's go ahead and open that. And these are the instructions. So I have the instructions open. I have the website open. So if you go to the website, there is intro, compare, and mystery. We'll be doing compare first and then mystery later. So let's click on compare, then go to instructions, and in instructions, it tells us to go to compare and then choose same volume and make the volume less than 2 liters. Write down the mass of the heavier cube, lighter cube, place the lighter cube in water. What's the change in water level? Predict what will happen with the heavier cube. Test your prediction. So let's go ahead and do that. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to change over here and make it same volume. And then we're going to decrease the volume. Over here, it says 5.00 liters. We're going to decrease it to about anything less than 2 liters. So I'm just going to make it 1 liter. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the lighter one. So as you see, it's 4.00 kilograms. The volume of this water is 100.00 liters. We're going to put it in here, and the volume of the water became 101.00 liters. So that's what you have to write here. 4.00 kilograms, 6.00 kilograms, and the change in water level was 1 liter because it was 100 liters before. Then it's asking you, predict what do you think will happen to the water level when you put the heavier cube into it. So this is up to you. What do you think is going to happen? Is the water level going to be higher? Is it going to be lower? We initially made both the cubes have the same volume. How do you think it's going to change it? Then you actually go ahead and put the second one in water and see what happens. So then you write, how do the amounts of water displaced by each cube compare? Was it higher? Was it the same? And just another question asks about what do you think about it? Now, part B is asking you to go to mystery and select random. So that's pretty much this part. Go ahead and put this in, and then we are done. Then we go over here on the bottom to mystery. When you go to mystery, it tells us to choose random. So you end up getting 5 random blocks. And then let's look at instructions. It tells us to weigh all of them and put their volume down. All right. So we can weigh them by just putting it here, and we know its volume. I'm sorry, we know its mass. Its mass is in kilograms. Now, over here, we are asked the mass in grams. So you can go ahead and convert it to grams. If you remember, 10 raised to 3 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. In the same way, volume is in milliliter and you can convert it to liter. So 10 raised to negative 3 liters is 1 milliliter. If you go to week 2, you can see how these conversions were done, going from liters to milliliters, grams to kilograms, and so on. And then once you found the mass of it, you go ahead and put it in the water. Now, the water is 100.00 liters. When I put this in, it becomes 107.00 liters. So the volume becomes 7 liters converted to milliliters. So it ends up becoming 7,000 milliliters. And then you find the density, grams per milliliter. So do that for all 5 of the cubes you've got. So we have 5 over here. Do it for all of them. Find the density. And then there are some questions where you're answering questions about how is the mass and volume affecting. And finally, you have a table over here. And what it's asking you to do is on top right here, there's a density table. Open it up and you can see several densities given. And these densities are actually given in kilogram per liter. And you're asked to figure out if these 5 different metals or solids that you have got, if they compare to this and how close and how far they are from there. So just looking at the instructions, just to make it easier, I think it would be better over here if instead of grams, you have kilograms, instead of volume, you have liters, and density can be kilogram per liter. so that it's just easy for you to compare. So cancel this and make it kilogram, cancel this and make it liter, cancel this and make it kilogram per liter. And you wouldn't have to do any conversions, and it would be easier to have it over here. So that's all for this lab. If you guys have any questions, send me a message or drop in one of the office hours.